You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
Let's go, baby, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Hello, New Orleans. You're listening to the Sport Coma, your number one podcast on everything Saints and a lot more. And now, here's your host, Big Q and the guys.
Welcome. We're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. And we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q, your host, and you're now listening to podcast 372 of the number one independent Saints podcast in the land. That's right, Sports Coma, baby. Welcome to all our new and established sports family. That round of applause is for you and yours. Podcast 372. Let's get it cracking, baby. In this show, we're going to talk about day 2 of the Saints mini camp as they showing up doing some good things here, man. No individual performances are outstanding, but it's just the fact that the Saints, it's a buzz and energy around the building that's really speaking to the fact that the Saints are ready, man. You know, and I mean ready, like, you know, this is like one of the biggest build-ups to the Super Bowl, disappointments that I've seen in some time since the Buffalo Bill years, when they went to 4 back-to-back Super Bowls to only get wiped out by 3 different teams. But this is the New Orleans Saints era, man. We've been a strong competing team sitting at the cusp of the Super Bowl. It's just some really unnatural circumstances that occurred the last 2 years to prevent us from making the final steps to eclipse and get that elusive Super Bowl title that we sought to kind of put with the other trophy. Well, this show we'll talk about the Saints minicamp in day 2. And we got a long round of interviews to hit you with, everything from Alvin Kamara, Jared Cook, Latavius Murray, down to Coach Payton himself. So without further ado, before I get into any camp news, let's listen to what Alvin Kamara had to say about his performance during the camp.
What are you doing to stay ahead of the game, ahead of the curve?
Yeah, I mean, the way, you know, I think training is a big part of it. I mean, the way I train in the off season and even now, I mean, it's just what you put in your body, you'll get back. So I like to focus on, you know, the training aspect of, you know, my off season and even it's OTAs right now, but I'm still focused on, you know, my just my strength. You know, that's the big thing right now that, I mean, a lot of guys tend to lose focus on.
You're a vet now. Have you done some things different nutritionally?
I don't feel like a vet. It's my 3rd year, but it's been quick. Like, I still feel like, you know, like I would consider myself a younger guy still, but you know, I played around with, you know, just anything new, anything that, you know, one of my teammates has to lend me, like some advice, or, you know, somebody like with some experience in the field of like nutrition or strength or training. I try to, you know, take little gems from everybody. So, you know, changing diets and, you know, looking for new things to, you know, get faster, stronger, get in better shape. You know, I'm looking for all of it.
Is that how you wind up pulling a tractor one year and then jumping?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, yeah, that pulling the truck, I ain't done that again. But you know, my guy down in Miami, Sharif, you know, I've been working with him for a couple years now. So you know, it's just a gradual, you know, just evolution of, you know, workouts that we've been doing, and, you know, just adding on every year and I mean, I think. If he would say I progress fast, so, you know, just trying to find new challenges, trying to challenge yourself to get better.
That's Alvin Kamara, man, saying that he's trying to challenge himself to get better, man. And to be quite honest with you, that's the type of attitude I love to have, see our players love to have. You know, Alvin Kamara obviously taking a more important role with the team, with Mark Ingram vacating to Baltimore to be their start back. This running back situation is Alvin Kamara, so he's getting stronger doing all of these really exciting exercises that he's been doing. And his mentality sounds really sharp. He sounds really focused. He sounds really fresh. And it's just amazing, man, that he's coming into a role, and I just think it's awesome, man. His maturation has been just unparalleled. But this is the great thing about the Saints, man. That's why I say I love my team so much, and I'm not being biased toward my team. I'm just a realist in that component. But looking at the second day of minicamp, breaking it down, Breeze, of course, missed the first day, but he returned from the lawsuit that was happening out in San Diego, and he had a good practice on Wednesday. There was no concern about him missing time, but he did with his part. He did his part with the receivers, and he did have a few issues that I noticed dealing with Breeze and Eric McCoy, the quarterback center exchange. They fumbled a couple of times, and Payton was quoted as saying, man, they got to get that together. You got to fix that. But that's what to be expected, the relationship between a quarterback and his center, getting the snap situation together. Eric McCoy and Drew Brees. Eric McCoy, a young guy that's we expecting a lot of stuff out of, and then you got Drew Brees, who eventually will school him. Now, Brees did return, but several players still missed recent practice, was still sidelined, meaning Larry Walford, again, safety Banjo, defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins, we know about him, and of course Cameron Meredith, Keith Kirkwood, and Deontay Harris, so 3 wide receivers join Cameron Meredith, who continues to be at camp but not practicing camp, practicing on the sideline of camp. So a lot of people starting to get kind of frustrated with old Cameron Meredith, with the fact that the Saints did open their pay books to get this guy in here, and he's yet to kind of do something. Now, he did take a pay cut to stay with the team, but the thing is, man, Cameron Meredith needs to reproduce. I mean, he needs to produce for this team. He needs to get healthy, get on the field under the right circumstances, but he's facing a lot of pressure. But anyway, let's go to another fantastic acquisition. Some will argue probably one of the best of this offseason. Jared Cook's thoughts on minicamp.
It's a little bit more vet heavy. Josh and Griff and Dan, all those guys have been helping me out a lot, and just kind of learning the playbook, learning the offense, learning different nuances, and how they did some of the things last year, and they've been a huge help to me. So just hearing it from those guys, as well as having Coach institute that to me, has been a huge help.
A lot was kind of made of the Raiders locker room last year, and there was obviously kind of a mass exodus to start the season. How much different is the environment walking into the Saints locker room than walking out of the Raiders locker room, and maybe some of the distractions that came with it?
I mean, every locker room is different. Those just happen to be some of the ups and downs we had to go through last year. It was tough, but the point of it is not to make it a distraction. Is not to make it a big deal, so you guys can just go in and out week in and week out and play the games and play them how you're supposed to. So, there was really nothing we could do from a player standpoint but show up to work every day and focus on our jobs. And I think it's the same thing here. No matter what happens, we still have to have a job to do, and that's what we have to focus on.
Jared Cook, y'all, talking real business style. Love this acquisition. Saints brought him in here. He was probably he was definitely the last of the big acquisitions to kind of step in, and he felt a glaring need, which was the tight end position since Ben Watson retired, then unretired with the Patriots, and then subsequently was dealing with that 4-game suspension. So even if Benjamin Watson hadn't retired from the Saints and opted to stay another year, we would have missed a month of football for the Saints, and we would have still been in the same need. So in actuality, that actually worked out pretty good for New Orleans. Actually worked out pretty good, But Jared Cook, man, like I said, fantastic acquisition for the team. Business-like mentality, dealing with coming in here and say, you know what, we got to get to work. We got to make things happen. We can't deal with distractions. We are professionals. We get paid millions of dollars to play a children's game, and we take it very seriously. But anyway, here's Coach Payton with his thoughts on the practice on Wednesday.
What do you like about him there?
Well, look, his natural position is linebacker. There's certain defensive looks where we'll stem one of those linebackers to an open side or closed side. Part of it's more of the defensive call. So I would say that part of it's what we're doing from a scheme standpoint, and it's not specific to him. his exposure to us last year playing and having snaps in the kicking game and a guy that knows what to do with the three positions is important. So a lot of it had to do with really the install.
Sean, when you guys drafted David Onyemata, he was still relatively new to football. How's he grown over the course of his career?
Quite a bit, and we felt that he would. The exposure really, the East-West game was really something that helped us. He had a good week there. I think he was player of the game. He's a hard worker, and he's got, I would say, really good natural strength. And so the amount of snaps he's getting now, and I'd say the transition with each mistake early in his career, very quickly he's corrected and is playing extremely well.
Sean, first impression with Shad Matthews, bringing him on board, giving him an opportunity, a veteran that he is.
Look, he's had today. He did some good things. He's smart, so he's got some experience. It's a chance for us to see him and see how he handles what we're doing from an install standpoint. I think he catches it well. So I would say it's in really a 2 practice evaluation. It's been pretty good.
Knowing Drew, how we all know him, I'm sure it was tough for him to miss yesterday. Good to have him back out here.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think he got in last night, shot me a text. He had a good practice. So he's someone that's obviously going to work extremely hard on what we're doing. They'll have times during this summer where these guys will get together and throw. But it was good to have him back out there today.
Sean, when you guys signed Jared Cook, you said you like lining him up opposite Michael. As a play caller, can you just explain a little more what he does on that opposite side?
Well, typically the X receiver where Mike plays, not always, but typically it's opposite the tight end. So it just, if the coverage rolls to Mike, then it's advantageous, or there's some good looks over there to the tight end side. So, we'll put him in some different spots. He's someone that has a unique skill set, and so you can flex him out at receiver, play him closer to the ball. It really depends on what we're trying to do.
Sean, looking at the quarterback center exchange, I know it's unacceptable, 2 out of 3 plays between Brees and McCarr.
We'll get that squared away. Yeah, we'll get that squared away. Both those two will figure it out.
When you talk to Marcus Davenport, it seems like he's never content, even after a big game. You like that quality in him? He's always trying to improve and get better.
Yeah, I think this will give us a good chance. There were a handful of games last year that he played extremely well. He battled an injury, and now he's healthy. So I think he's eager to continue to make those steps that you would typically make, between year 1, year 2, and year 3. So we're excited to have him back out there full strength.
That's Coach Payton, man, giving his thoughts on various topics dealing with Jared Cook, Michael Thomas, Marcus Davenport, even the center exchange between McCoy and Drew Brees as he returns to camp. Mini camp, that is, to get the situation right with his new starting center. Now, of course, Coach did mention that Davenport is completely healthy. That's not real news. We know that Davenport's healthy. Me regurgitating that point. But the issue dealing with, I just love the energy that the Saints have with. They're on the mission. They know what this is about. This team has struggled to build together, and you know what the old saying say: a great sacrifice represents a great reward. So at the end of the day, the Saints defense, the Saints offense, and the Saints special teams will amass a great season this year. I am very hopeful of that happening. Love the commentary by Coach Payton, as usual, as he talk about how great the team is. Now, about that Mike Thomas and Jared Cook, that was just a match made in heaven, to be quite honest, which is, I just thank Jared Cook for witnessing the fact that having Mike Thomas on one side and him rolling to the opposite side and Alvin Kamara in the backfield would definitely mean that his career, this could be his best career. I mean, we had 68 catches last year to get him a Pro Bowl. Could you honestly say that if Jared Cook catches everything Drew Brees throws, or at least 95% of the balls Drew Brees, he can eclipse not 68 receptions? Come on. Remember what Ben Watson did in his best year with New Orleans when he had, 70-something catches that year? Something like that. I'm going to have to go into it. But I definitely think with the skill set, and I think Jared Cook's a hell of a better receiver than Ben Watson. I mean, he's more athletic. I'm just my thinking. But Jared Cook is an excellent addition. I love what they're doing to bring this guy in here and mixing him with the other pieces. Saints not content with that. Coach also talked about Rashard Matthews. We'll cover that on the next show as they tried him out for 3 days, and ultimately he were able to. I think they'll work a deal where they'll get it done. But this is a great feeling that we have. And the only other thing I said, they addressed the cornerback position by bringing in, and we covered this on the last podcast and the live show. Saturdays at 12 o'clock, people, to join us there, and you can voice your concerns, questions, and comments as well, and talk to me live on air. But this is a great thing about having the Saints, seeing what they have, getting all the people together, getting the draft picks together, the new free agents together, everybody that's healthy. Of course, Cameron Merritt is not in the mix, but at least Teron Armstead is, right? So anyway, then again, we ain't see too much of him either, but let's go to a guy that is healthy, that is willing to contribute behind Alvin Kamara.
I think it's been going good. Obviously, we're for some of us still, learning and going out there and trying to get the skill set down and work on our craft. But for the most part, I think, doing some good things. But right now it's all about just working, improving, getting better, as a team.
Was it nice to have Breeze back today and just start, getting in the flow with him?
Definitely. It's always, when he's out there, it's it's a whole different, level of, I think intensity and swag. And so anytime you're out there with a player like that, it's just good to be out there with him so you can play with him, get to learn from him, get a feel for, his style of play, his level of play.
Have you seen any improvement in the chemistry in this team, even from OTAs till now?
I just think us being on the field, you see the intensity pick up. You see guys going out there and competing, and I think right now some of that is good. But I think more importantly for everybody in this locker room, we've just been focused on getting stronger in the weight room and just working on our skill set on the field.
That's Latavius Murray talking about working in the weight room and getting stronger, and obviously the synergy that he's trying to gather with teammates as they work together, lifting weights, running together, working, doing light duty pretty much in these mini camps, getting familiar with building that family vibe, so to speak. But when you want to talk about strong man game, you talk about Latavius Murray. I mean, a brute with the ball. That's just pretty much what it is. His run style is vicious. That's what Latavius Murray brings to the Saints offense, a vicious north-south runner with a serious stiff arm that averages 3 to 4 yards every carry. That'll be the ultimate, man, the ultimate third down running back. I mean, I just would love to see how they employ this guy. I know it's going to be a change in the offense philosophy, perhaps. You can't quite run it like you did before, but we'll see about it. Anyway, that'll do it for the show. Thank you guys for joining us for the Sports Coma episode 372. If you enjoyed the show, share the show. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button for more content. And also hit the thumbs up if you like it so more Saints faithful can follow the show as well. Support our sponsors and catch our next show. Check out the WhoDatDaily.com for all the latest Saints Pelicans boxing news as well. And from me and the crew here at the Sports Coma, thank you for joining us. Peace.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is the Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top-rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Go to EmbracePetInsurance.com. That's EmbracePetInsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Hit the link below and rep the black and gold today. Who that? Do you need a domain industry? So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
Follow the Sports Coma on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.